Hey there, Coastal Bend. Chris Thomasson, joined once again by Islanders men's basketball coach Steve Lutz. And Coach, thanks again for joining us.
No problem, Chris. I'm glad to be here.
All right, Coach. So you guys enter midweek 2-1 on the season. Got a win over Trinity the other night, but you guys finally got to get your Southland Championship rings from last season. What was that like, getting to hand those out to the players and the staff, and then getting yours from Miles Smith, who was on hand?
Well, obviously it was a special night for everyone involved. Totally different from me. I've been fortunate to be at some programs and to won some rings over the course of my career. But to be the head coach and to be able to pass out the rings and see the smiles on their faces and the sense of accomplishment, that's a whole different ball game. So from a selfish perspective, I was really excited to see that. But I mean, I couldn't be more proud of the players. I couldn't be more proud for the program, for the university and the community. But then having Miles present it to me, that was a pretty special moment. I didn't expect those guys to do that, and they hadn't told me that they were going to do that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know as a coach you're getting ready for the game, but it was nice to just kind of recognize what they were able to do last year, right? There's
no questions. I mean, those guys were a national headline. They played in the NCAA tournament in front of 4 million people. They took this university, not that we're not known nationally, but they took this university and put it on the map and put it in front of 4 million homes, which is unbelievable. And they did it through a little game, called basketball. So, it's just amazing what you can do through athletics and obviously through the game of basketball and where it can take you and those sorts of things. And obviously those guys, they deserve a ton of credit because they worked extremely hard and certainly deserve everything that they've been given.
Now, Isaac Mushila already named the Southland Conference Player of the Week for Week 1. Obviously, we know how great he was last year, but is he even better this year?
You know what, Isaac, he's added more to his game. I mean, right now he's shooting above 60% from the three-point line. Obviously, his numbers have went up as well in terms of rebounding, in terms of scoring. But, I just attribute all of that through his hard work. I mean, he spent the summer here and got in the gym shooting a bunch, not only just kind of catch and shooting, but also coming off of screens, even moving while you're getting, you're coming off of a ball screen and you're hitting pull-up jumpers, all of those sorts of things. But, he worked really hard this summer. So I'm excited to see him reap the benefits of it.
And just from like a leadership perspective, what are some things he brings to the table there?
Well, Isaac has experience, right? And he's been through the league. He's been through a season here at the Division I level. He's more of a leader by example than he is vocally, but he absolutely, for the most part, works hard every single day and is a great example to the younger guys. And, if maybe we're not having a great practice, I'll watch him every once in a while and he'll pull somebody to the side and kind of talk to them and try to get them going. So he's taken a little bit of a step forward in the leadership department. And I think that he's got a tremendous amount of growth potential there, though, as well.
All right, well, you've got UTRGV tomorrow night. How has that rivalry come along? I mean, obviously, you've only had a couple games against them down there in the Valley, but would you kind of describe it as a budding rivalry?
There's no questions. I mean, obviously, the athletic directors and the presidents and the faculty and staff and the students, everybody wants to win that, that trophy and have that title. And, obviously, we won it last year, and in basketball, we were able to win 2 games. But, I know Coach Figger really well, and he wants to kick our tail as we want to beat his butt as well. So I think that it's only going to get stronger and stronger. I mean, we're obviously the 2 Division I institutions down in the South Texas region, and there's no reason that it shouldn't be a good rivalry and a fun rivalry for years to come.
All right, well, it's Thanksgiving week next week. Obviously, you guys are going to be spending it on the road in El Paso pretty much all week. So who gets to make that call on Thanksgiving dinner? Is that something you guys already have set?
That's a good question. Yeah, so when we play in the tournament, the University of Texas El Paso, they put it into the contract, or they put it ahead of time that we'll have dinner there in El Paso at the hotel that we're staying at. So it's all prearranged.
Okay, well, hopefully they hook you guys up and, you got a nice spread there for Thanksgiving.
I'm sure they will. They're going to put on a first-class tournament, I'm sure.
All right, well, Coach Lutz, we appreciate it. Again, the Islander men have UTRGV Thursday night at the American Bank Center and then on the road next week during Thanksgiving for a few games in the El Paso tournament. Thanks for joining us, Coach.
No problem, Chris. Look forward to next week.
All right, thanks for joining us, Coastal Bend, on our Hang Time segment. We'll see you next week.